Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be doing a review on all three TROIAREUKE cushions. So I'll be comparing them, the A+, the H+, and the aesthetic cushion, which is the latest one in the collection. And I'll be doing a collaboration with my friend Chimes Ling, and she has oily skin. So if you guys have oily skin and want to know how it's like, how the cushions are like on oily skin, check her video out. But for me, I have dry skin, so I'll be doing my comparison and review on that side. So what I'm going to do is I actually have notes here, so if I look down you guys would know that I'll be looking at my notes. So what I'll be doing is I'll tell you guys the similarities and the differences for all the cushions, and in the end I'll tell you guys which one is my favorite and which one is my least favorite. So let's start off with the H+ cushion. As you guys can see, I don't have it here, and that's because I gave it to my friend just because the shade wasn't right for me. It was a little bit too light. When I first did that video I thought it was okay, but the longer I use it, I felt that it was a bit too light on my skin, so I thought I'll give it away anyway. A+ is actually for those who have combination or acne prone skin, but obviously I feel that this is great for those who have dry skin as well. And for the aesthetic one, apparently it's for all skin types, but apparently the benefit for this is that it helps to boost your skin up and help to lift your skin up. But I don't really see it. I see that in the beginning, but after that, later on during the day, it doesn't really do that. So for the H+ cushion, apparently it's supposed to help for those who have dry skin, and as you guys know, I have dry skin and I don't think it really helps with dry skin people, just because it does emphasize the dry patches around my nose area especially. So I was like and so the shade is apparently number 21, but the other two cushions, the A+ and the aesthetic cushion, they are both 23, which is a perfect shade for me. Now in terms of having the extra puff, the H+ do come with one extra puff, and the A+ comes with one extra puff as well, but the aesthetic comes with 2 extra puff. I mean, it would be cool if like all of them comes with extra cushion, just because the price are quite pricey, but I guess that's how they did it. The redness, whether it covers up the redness or not, for the H+, it doesn't cover up the redness, especially under my nose area. I get a lot of redness under there, so it doesn't really cover up much, but just cover up a little bit, so I had to conceal before I put that cushion on. For the A+, it does cover up the redness, which is amazing, but for the aesthetic one, it didn't cover up at all, and it does disappear later on, so it shows my redness more later on during the day. Now in regards of the finish, the H+ do give a dewy finish, while the A+ give like a dewy finish on a warm day, but on a cold day it does give a semi-matte finish. I don't know how that works, but it does that. Now for the aesthetic, it does give a very matte finish, and I found that it does get really matte too, that my upper lips do get really powdery and turn white somehow. It's just so weird, so it doesn't feel comfortable on dry skin people, so I wouldn't recommend the aesthetic at all if you have dry skin. In regards of the moisture, how moisturizing it is, both the H+ and the A+, they are both moisturizing, but not the aesthetic one. For the pores, it does cover up the pores for the H+ and the A+, but not the aesthetic as well. The aesthetic goes into all your pores, so you can see them, so obviously you have to prime before you put the aesthetic cushion on. But for the H+ and the A+, they are actually okay without primer. That's of the scent. I noticed that the H+ do have like a floral scent, but it does fade off later on, but both the A+ and the aesthetic does not have scent, so if you guys don't like scent, this two will be good, but not the H+. Longevity, I noticed that the H+ it only lasted for 3 to 4 hours without primer, and for the A+, it does last for more than 5 hours, and for the aesthetic it only lasted for 4 hours before it started to get cakey. Now all three of them, the similarities for them is that all of them have SPF 50, which is awesome, because I also noticed that if you put sunscreen under this, your face do get quite a bit oily even though you have dry skin. As I mentioned before, in regards of the dry patches, that's all, like if you guys have dry skin, you guys would know my feeling on this. So for the H+, it does show you dry patches, the A+ doesn't, but the aesthetic does. Coverage, the H+ and the aesthetic do give a very low coverage, but the A plus do give a low to medium coverage. And if you want to compare all three, which one gives a very natural finish but a good coverage, it would be the A plus for us who have dry skin, just because I noticed with the H plus and the aesthetic one, it does give you a nice coverage, but it doesn't feel natural on the skin, just because, you know, they always say 99% skincare, 1% makeup. So overall, I would say my favorite cushion of these three would be the A plus cushion, even though it says it's for people who have combination oily skin or acne prone. I don't have either of those, but I do have dry combination skin. I feel like this works the best for me compared to the H plus and the aesthetic. For the H plus and the aesthetic cushion, if you want it to be long lasting, you would have to set it with powder, and I don't really use powder, so I would prefer using the A plus with just primer, just because I feel that if I use powder, if I set my face with powder, my skin feels much more dry, and I don't want that, especially I have really dry skin. I hope you guys enjoyed this comparison and similarities, and I hope you guys find it helpful for those who have dry skin. If you have any more questions in regards of any of these cushions, please feel free to put it in the comment below so I can answer you back. And don't forget to check out my friend's video if you guys have oily skin as well. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye!